Hello everyone, welcome back to Just Invest Today. Guys, we have to talk about Ray Dalio and how he sold all of his Baba stock. What does this mean for Baba? We know that Ray Dalio has always been a big bull on China. Like, there's so many reasons why someone could sell, but what does this show us about Baba, about the Chinese market? Is the Chinese market really doomed like everyone's saying it is? We just seen Baba, the Chinese auditors just closed a deal with the US regarding delisting. So how does this happen? Why does he sell off? Is there a reason why? Can we kind of glean something about the Chinese market? Guys, let's get into it in this video. But before we do, like and subscribe to my channel. I'm always providing you guys with so much new content. Click that like button, click that subscribe button right now. Bridgewater, world's largest hedge fund, sold $1 billion in Chinese stocks. Bridgewater Associates, a hedge fund founded by Ray Dalio, has sold many of its holdings in China as the world's second biggest economy shows signs of cooling. So that's one reason why the Chinese economy is not doing as good as it used to be. Remember, the Chinese economy was doing like 4 or 5% GDP, but with the whole zero COVID policy, with the whole crackdown, stuff like that going on, that could be possibly a reason why Ray Dalio would sell off, knowing that maybe it'll take longer than he expected for the Chinese economy to kind of boom back. That could be a reason. Alibaba Holding, Bilibili, JD, NetEase, Didi Global, he sold all of this off 100%. Not like a little sell-off here and there. He sold all of it off. So this is not just a little dabble. And when you see people just dabbling off a little bit here, a little bit there, that doesn't tell you much. But him selling 100%, like there's always a reason why someone sells, but that just shows you that there's some kind of issue going on in the company, or some issue going on and how he sees probably the Chinese economy. Because selling $1 billion of Chinese stocks, it just doesn't just dawn on you one quarter that like, damn, I just gotta sell off all of these stocks. Like, there has to be some abrupt reason to do all of that. But when it comes to Ray Dalio, he does make a lot of macro predictions. So is this a macro prediction on the Chinese market, the Chinese economy? You see all these headlines about the real estate issue. We see a lot about the debt issue. We see a lot about the COVID policy. So man, there's a lot happening in that market. Another big reason why he might have sold off all of his American New York stock listed Alibaba, Didi, NetEase, JD.com is because before this huge deal just happened, he didn't know where the New York listed stocks standed when it comes to regulation. But now that this deal has closed, maybe he just sold all of his shares just to move it to Hong Kong shares. And with that, you don't have to use your 13F filings to show your overseas shares. Maybe he did that. He moved all his shares onto the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, which is a good reason for him to do it, because remember, he didn't know about this deal coming up or what was happening in the market or if things were going to get delisted. Maybe I'm just being optimistic on that, but who knows really why he sold. But that could be a very, very strong reasons why he kind of sold off, or maybe he just switched his shares onto the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, preemptively getting rid of all those worries, because remember, everyone was so worried about them delisting from the New York Stock Exchange. When you go into Bridgewater's, Ray Dalio's portfolio, when you look at his 13F, you can kind of tell that he's becoming very defensive. He's looking forward to this 25 to like 30% drop in the stock market. So maybe he's preemptively doing the right thing, because remember, he's a very macro heavy guy. Look at all the purchases in his 13F. Purchase finance company right here. Costco, Walmart, up to 1%, 60% change. Look what he's doing. CVS, upping 159%. Healthcare, PGT, Target, consumer staples. Look what he's doing. Exxon, he's actually Berkshire. He's like preemptively like just predicting this market crash, getting into more stable stocks. So maybe he doesn't see Baba, JD.com, NetEase, Didi as stable stocks right now. He's trying to just ensure his portfolio doing the right thing in this macro environment, which I kind of understand because he sees things differently and he invests differently. He doesn't look at these 5-10 year long-term bets. He's more a macro type of guy. So what the macro gives him is what he's going to take. So that can be a huge reason why he's doing this huge sell-off in all his Chinese companies. On top of that, why I'm hopeful of Ray Dalio, why I'm truly hopeful that this wasn't just him predicting the downturn of the economic times in China, because remember, it's still the second biggest economy, kind of going into that first place maybe in 10-15 years. But think about this. Ray Dalio Bridgewater raises 1.2 billion for its largest China fund. If he was doing this last year, is he really just changing his whole damn mind? Still think Ray Dalio sees a future in the Chinese economy. For him to raise 1.2 billion and get this new fund in China, it isn't just like this little short-term thing. It's a long-term play into the future. So that's why I'm hopeful that he's not thinking that all of the top Chinese stocks are just going to go to the toilet. He's actually predicting a huge economic future for China, because he wouldn't do this. He wouldn't have these private funds. He wouldn't invest into the Chinese economy. He wouldn't be so bullish as he keeps talking about the Chinese economy and what he sees for the future. So that's why I'm really hopeful that this wasn't just him just selling off, because remember, he's a macro guy. So if he sees the Chinese economy doing very, very bad, he's going to sell off, right? But him putting bets into the Chinese economy, buying stocks like NEO and putting more money into like these Chinese companies kind of eases my mind, saying that he still sees a future with Chinese companies. So tell me what you think about Ray Dalio selling $1 billion in all these Chinese companies. Is this bearish? Is this bullish? Did he switch his shares to Hong Kong Stock Exchange? Is this more of an economic times that we're going to see into the future? Tell me what you think about this. Like and subscribe to my channel.